easy. Let me tell you, this is such a blowout, fabulous deal.
Is it ever?
It is a huge customer pick. We did this at $169, I want to say in September, August, September. It absolutely blew out. We were able to get in 500 of these. It is $129.95 while the quantity lasts. Dare I say it may not make the 20 minutes we have scheduled in this presentation. 23-stitch function sewing machine, $129.95. Unbelievable. Dial a stitch. It doesn't get any simpler than this.
No.
This machine years ago would have been $400 or $500. Today, it's $129.95. It's such a great buy.
Crazy. So you have decorative and utilitarian stitches as well as stretch patterns, 23 built-in stitches, a built-in auto-size buttonholer. In fact, hey, here I have them right here. Let's just take a look at them. Here are all the built-in patterns, your straight, your zigzag, even a honeycomb. You have your blind hem, your stretch overcasting stitches, a variety of cross-stitching. Then they even get into some decorative patterns such as the crescent and the chevron. And then you go into your leaf stitch, your vine stitching, and even a blanket over edge stitch along with the one-step buttonholer. For a mechanical machine, my goodness, with all of these built-in stitches, easy to access, easy to understand, simple to operate, weighs what, about 14 pounds, and it has accessory storage right here that fits right into the side of the machine. So easy onboard accessory storage. Watch this. All the feet snap on and snap off. And the first thing I'm going to snap on is the Big Mac Daddy foot, because I think this is so cool that they included a sew, cut, and serge foot with this machine. And it's not a screw-on one. It's a snap-on one. It's my favorite sew, cut, and serge foot.
That's a great...
I can't believe it's on this machine at this price point.
Well, when I told Darlene the price today, she looked at me, she goes, huh? I said, yeah, $129.95. The other thing I'm shocked to find out, we're shipping it to you for free. I thought at that price, no way we would include that. $15 value on that as well. It's like you're getting this machine for $115. It is ridiculously good. This is the way that you can really experience. And if you're trying to teach maybe your grandchildren to sew and you don't have a machine, this is the perfect one to get you started. This is actually going to give you some of those great little serging options. What that does is it finishes off your garment. The inside of a garment when you buy something from a department store has serged edges. This is the cut and sew. So as it's actually cutting and trimming off the edge, it's actually stitching and creating that serged edge. We knew this would be very popular. I will let you know we have hundreds of you in the ordering process already. If you want to get yours, you will need to be one of the first people in line. But this actually even comes with some great accessories.
It does, and we're going to show you
with that as well.
Absolutely. All right, in the interest of time.
I'm just shocked at this price still.
I know, I am too, but I'll show you what you're going to be expecting to be able to make finished off seams that look like this. So you're sewing, you're cutting, you're finishing off the seam all in one easy step, and that is with the side cutter and the over edging foot. And that's a stretch stitch, but it can also be used for function, to put two pieces together. So you'll do that with the side cutter, and by the way, remember, it's a snap-on, snap-off foot, so it's easy to change out. Now, the other feet that we'll be receiving are right here in front of Kathy. You want to go over the feet?
I will. I'll show you everything that you're going to get in here, because you get your bobbin and your spool caps, you get the screwdriver, you get the feed cover plate, of course, you get the auxiliary spool pin felt, you have the buttonhole opener brush, all that. Those are great basics. This is the cool, fun stuff that you're actually getting. You're also getting the standard, you're going to get the one-step buttonholer, you get the quilting guide along with this, you get the zipper and piping, you also get the side cutter, which is what Darlene was just showing you.
It's this one, not that. That's an earlier model. This is the new snap-on side cutter. We really love that, okay?
And then you're also going to be receiving the even feed foot, you get the gathering foot, you get the button attachment, and you get the free motion foot. It's $129.95. This is probably one of the most user-friendly machines. If you are somebody that you're buying a machine and you want to be able to hem your pants, you want to be able to make some drapes, you want to be able to kind of just finish off, you want to sew in a patch, you want to be able to make great little bags, you want to be able to make little Barbie clothes, you want to be able to do some of your basic quilting, all of these great functions that come included in here, this is the perfect machine. These are the machines. This is actually very similar to the sewing machine that I had, and my brother borrowed my sewing machine to make a Halloween costume.
Okay.
He got it home. He kind of got bit by the sewing bug. He goes, I really like this. He goes, I need to get one of these machines. And I upgraded at that point to the machine that I have now. And he actually took over that machine.
Nice.
That's the beauty of Singer. That was a machine that had been my grandmother's, that had then been passed to my mom, that was passed to me, that I passed to my brother. Why? Because we're talking about quality machines. Because once you get in there and you start doing it, you really do get it. What do you pay to hem a pair of pants? My goodness gracious. $10?
20 if they're lined.
That's exactly it. And heaven knows, if you want a cuff, good luck to you.
Yeah. Okay, this is the buttonholer. This is normally found on an electronic or computerized machine. You fit the button in the sliding carrier on the back of the buttonhole foot, and then you simply line it up with the pin. You line up the pin with the shank, and it just snaps into place. Then you pull down this little gizmo on the side, and it says push, so you push it towards the back. You place your item underneath the foot, and then you dial the buttonhole. I mean, it's that simple. We'll go ahead and dial the buttonhole. Ready? I'll show you this
mine
right
did
now.
not have a buttonholer, the one I passed on to my brother, which was part of the reason I did it.
You looked at the button.
Or a bobbin winder.
Oh, this has that too. It has the button winder and the buttonholer. So here's the buttonhole on this dial, and you can dial that, right? And then you go to the stitch length, and you see that same little icon again. You see that same graphic. So on that graphic, you line that up, and then you go over to the stitch width, and you go all the way to 5 or 6, depending on how wide you want that buttonhole. Always test first, and then it's pedal to the metal. You're going to find that this will make a beautiful auto-sized, meaning it will fit the button on the sliding carrier perfectly.
Because you actually will put the button like right in here, and it'll make the exact right size that you need, which is great for some of those unique buttons or some of the larger ones that you might be putting on a coat. If you just have to put, you know, a button on something because you want to be able to keep it closed, this is the perfect way to do it.
Exactly, and it goes forward and back. It does the bar tack. It does it all. So yes, you can make buttonholes, fix apparel, you can do your alterations. If you only used this for alterations, I know it probably would pay for itself in the first month that you have it with the alterations that are sitting now in your laundry basket. If you're anything like me.
True.
You know, because typically we toss them with the great intentions that we're going to get it done, and it just doesn't get done because we either don't want to do it by hand or we just don't have the right tool. Now, if you have a machine that the entire family can use, then you're going to be able to get through all of those projects and so much more. Now, as far as who is this right for, anyone starting to sew would love to have this machine. I particularly like the swirls on the front. I find this very inspiring. I think it's creative and artsy. I think it's a shapely machine. It has a beautiful outline, and it's so simple to use because everything is dial-a-stitch. You dial the straight, you dial the zigzag. You're either in the straight zone or the stretch zone. There's no two ways about it. So as far as your learning curve, there's no learning curve. You plug it in, you thread it, you start playing. It's that simple. It has a top-loading drop-in bobbin, so you're not fiddling with a bobbin case, which is really nice. In fact, I'll show you how simple it is to go ahead and put that bobbin in. Here we go. So here's the bobbin. You'll be receiving these bobbins with your machine. Drop it in, and one turn of the hand wheel, down goes the needle. It automatically pulls up that bobbin thread. You replace the little plastic clear cover, so you can always see how much gas is in your tank. I like that feature. And then you just snap on your next foot, and you are ready to get going again, or get sewing again, I should say.
Fast, simple, and easy. It's also very lightweight. This is a great machine. If you're somebody who sews very often, the big machine that we just offered, we do have a rolling traveling carrying case, but it's not something you're going to take here and there. It's pretty much you're going to set it up, and you're going to have that one, and you're going to have it in your home. You can move it around because we have a great carrying case. This one is the perfect one to take along with you when you do travel places. If you're going over to your grandchildren's house, if you're going over to your sister's house, to your aunt's house, you want to be able to do some great crafting on maybe some scrapbooking pages, this is a perfect one for you as well. Don't think of this as just being a really super simple machine. It does have all the same simple characteristics. This has a very soft, easy learning curve. You just went over right where, and you noticed you didn't hear it or even a slow spot?
No.
It went right over the edge, over the denim.
I wanted you to see what it was doing.
Do that again.
And then you've got your back tack. You want me to go over it again?
I was going to say just...
I can stitch over it again.
Why not? We'll do a quick little double.
We'll have fun. It just gives you an idea of how fast and easy it would be to stitch up a pair of pants on a hem right over the bump. That bump, that flat fell seam, by the way, is about 9 layers thick. So I want you to know this machine is not wimpy, even though the price is small.
Yes, it is. We have right now, not including the number of people calling in, there are 392 machines left for the entire country. When we started with this, we had about 580 of these. It's 104. 104 is the item number. It is far and away the best possible value that we have ever offered for you on the Singer Talent. It's 4 flex payments, $32.49. We're offering it to you with free shipping and handling, but it is while quantities last. This was saved just for this morning show, and it is available for you at the perfect price. This is a great, simple, user-friendly machine. We do also happen to have a case that'll go over on top of this, which is great for storage, that you can ask your sales and service representatives about as well. But $129.95, it's $70 off. This value will not be repeated. Dare I say, you won't see this one again.
Forget it.
But what a great way to get started, you know, and at such a simple investment price of $129.95.
And here's my little cheater quilt. I mean, literally, it starts as a piece of stabilizer that's the iron-on kind, and it has a grid built in. You place your 2-inch squares on the grid, and then you just sew all the north-south and all the east-west, and when you're done, you have these teeny tiny little squares that looks like it took you months to put together, and you did it in an afternoon. So that's a fun way to start a project.
Great.
Because when you first start out, you want to get some projects under your belt. You want to have some success, some completion, so that you can build your confidence, because it's building your confidence that's going to encourage you to take that next step to the next level in your sewing journey. So I want to encourage you to start with the easy things. You know, don't pick up a machine like this and think you're going to make a red carpet dress first thing. Start with a pillow. Start with a small quilt, a placemat, a table runner, something straight and easy, because it's
drapes.
Drapes. That's a great idea.
That was the very first thing that I ever sewed and made were actual drapes, and I did those for my college dorm room because I was looking at drapes and I couldn't find anything in a pattern that I really loved and with a design and detail. But now you just do a straight line, run a rod through the top, you have drapes. You can do blackout drapes, you can do whatever you want. Really is such a great value. Now here you can actually see the quantity that we have left, 327. That does not take into account the number of you that are currently calling in. If you want to make that beautiful ball gown, then you get our today's special.
Right.
That's the one that's going to give you all of that intense embroidered detail. This is one that is just a great functioning machine that is going to do all of your hemming, all of your, you know, quick little details that you're going to need. But 23 built-in stitches.
Yes.
With the zigzags, plus stretch and straight stitch. You get them all.
This is zigzagged ribbon. The ribbon already had the little roses on it.
Pretty.
We just zigzagged it together, whip up a little bag. It's easy, it's fast, it's fun, and it's affordable. And it's going to give you that sense of accomplishment and give you that pride from learning something new. Where are our trades today, Kathy? I don't want to, you know, sound like I'm on my little soapbox,
but I agree with you.
I don't know any young people that are striving to be great tailors or plumbers or bricklayers. Get a sewing machine, work with your hands. You know, it is a wonderful life skill, and it will serve you well because our life is surrounded by soft goods. Whether it's in your home or on your body, we're always trying to manipulate those soft fabrics that surround us and identify our personal style, turn a house into a home, and give you your own signature on your wardrobe. Now, I have a couple of other machines already preset over here. I'm going to jump over to this machine on the side because it's set up with the Darning Free Motion embroidery foot. Now, this is a foot that will allow you to stitch free motion.
This is one of my favorites, and I'm surprised you can do this on this machine because this is one of the feet that comes included along with this.
I know. And
this is really pretty. It's kind of like faking and quilting kind of type and just detail. And
it's not even faking. It really is a stippling stitch. Because this machine does not have drop feed, but they give you a tiny plate, and that covers up those little teeth that normally pull the fabric through while you're sewing.
Isn't that pretty?
Covers the feed dog. And then that will allow you to make your own trails, to find your own way. I find this very relaxing. I love doing this. I could stipple for hours.
You're artistic, though, aren't you, darling?
I don't know. I think everyone has their art groove somewhere. You just need to find it.
This is the one that I would want to then hand over to my daughter and just let her go. You know, because this way, because she has that artistic brain. She sees things differently. But when you see it done out, and you can do that with a contrasting stitch if you want, or you can do it with one that's actually going to match, but it creates that beautiful quilted, that stippling, that beautiful effect. We have 250 machines left right now. We have over 200 of you currently calling in. This machine will disappear within this hour. This is your perfect chance to be able to get it. But also, if you ever want to know more about the individual feet, you have a great little DVD that is also available that teaches you how to use a lot of the feet.
It's called the Foot Parade.
Foot Parade.
I want to thank all of our loyal viewers and customers for giving me a customer pick on that DVD. It took me a year to make it, but it's the 10 most popular feet. It's volume 1, and it will show you, I take you step by step. Each foot has its own chapter, so you can see for yourself how to use many of the feet that come with your sewing machine. It could be a machine you already have. I encourage you to pick up the DVD and learn how to use the feet that came with your machine.
That's the Foot Parade, now and it's a really good one.
Thank you, Kathy. Now, that was the darning free motion embroidery foot. This is the walking foot. This foot has little feed dogs, so to speak, underneath the foot. So it pulls the top layer through at the same rate that the bottom layer is being pulled through. And by doing that, you don't end up with a longer front than bottom side. If you've ever tried to match a plaid or a stripe, or if you've ever tried to sew velvet or any fabric with a nap, you know what it's like to start one length on one end, and by the time you get to the end, one end is like 2 inches longer, and you think, what happened? So if you want to stitch all of your quilting pieces together, this is stitching in the ditch, which is stitching right over the other stitch lines, because we didn't really want the stitching to show. We want the blocks to be the star. This is a great, easy, first beginner's project. I wanted you to see that you weren't limited just because the price is low. Don't let that fool you. This is the most user-friendly machine we have. It's the easiest to operate. It has the lowest learning curve and the lowest price. So, I mean, you just can't go wrong. Everyone needs to have a sewing machine in their home. If you don't already have a machine somewhere in your home, why not consider making Singer, a brand that we've all grown to know and trust for over 160 years, the brand that you select today at this awesome price. And the talent is going to actually help you find your talents. And maybe it is in the world of sewing, fashion design, costumes, home decorating. Who knows? There could be a giant waiting to roar and get out. So, but you need the tool to get that job done. So give it a try.
Because we're always looking at things and we just can't find exactly what we're looking for. This is the perfect way to be able to get exactly what you're looking for. My brother's a big guy. He's 6'3", and you know, he weighs over 200 pounds. He couldn't find a Halloween costume that would fit him. You can actually create and make the ones that are going to work for you. This is the best possible value that we have ever done on this. We're down to 200 of them left for the entire country. We want to invite you and remind you as well, our today's special, if you're looking for